NBC has crossed the line, and they are burning the bridge behind them. And NBC will, hey, remember when we used to have money? Remember when we had ratings and people trusted us and we had some credibility and things like that? Now I'm just a head on a guy's desk. Yeah. You have no credibility at all. The ratings are going to tank on NBC because Americans are fair. Andrea Mitchell yesterday, we'll get to this in a second, Andrea Mitchell did not apologize for taking the Mitt Romney speech and editing it so wildly out of context. You wait until you hear the apology. Wait until you hear it. Now, at the same time that the non-apology apology is going on, something else is happening. I mean, NBC has gone down this road for a while. Nearly everything Obama has written about himself in his own book, Dreams from My Father, is fantasy. There's more evidence now. There's a new book out now. Focuses on the fact that his grandfather was not, as Barack alleged, tortured by the British. As that is breaking, kind of an important thing because it's dreams from my father. This is what made this man. And it looks like none of it is true. As that's breaking, Obama's tool, MSNBC, shifts into high gear. Listen to the host from MSNBC, Melissa Harris Perry, in a speech as she bashes America.
We began with a kind of nationalist fervor that was justified as reasonable patriotism. I like to point out that we clearly must have been having post-traumatic stress disorder because for about a year after September 11th, there were African-American men walking around the city of New York with NYPD hats on. That can only be explained as a PTSD response.
Hold on just a second. So African Americans should not have respected what the New York Police Department did? That is a slam. That is the most racist thing I've ever heard. That's a slam again. How many African Americans are NYPD? I'm sorry. Are they in the master's house? Is this Uncle Tom? What are you saying about them? Are they not black? That's one of the most racist things I've ever heard. As if we're not supposed to be proud of the actions of the NYPD. Think about what they did. Are you kidding me?
But I know, we'll just let you sit with that for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
But the other thing that happens in that moment, I don't want to miss this, is that a new version of what America typically needs emerged, and that is a racial enemy. Americans, in part, identify who we are and who deserves what through our notions of whiteness and of the racial enemies that are the non-whites. And in this moment...
I'm sorry. Is there a group of people that are any more white than the Aryans? What, the Swedes? Is there anybody more white than the Aryan Nazi army and the idyllic Aryan? Excuse me, but they're white. How come we stopped them? How come we fought against them? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We judge ourselves by our whiteness. Wait a minute, hang on. I'm trying to remember the Civil War. How exactly were we fighting white people in the Civil War? How's that possible? Again, institutionalized racism at MSNBC. Institutionalized racism. And they are spoon-feeding it to us every single day. These people at MSNBC and NBC. need to be never watched or consumed by any viewer with common sense. You don't boycott. You let them die the slow, miserable death that Comcast. If I'm an investor in Comcast, I look at Comcast right now and say, what the hell are you doing? Are you flushing all of our money down the toilet? We just bought this company. This won't last in America. This isn't by the way, this is usual run-of-the-mill stuff now for MSNBC and NBC. This isn't what's got a bee in a bonnet for me. This is not what's really bothering me today on NBC. This is just one more piece of evidence from NBC, but there's more. The sad view of America. Do you hear this on Fox? Even now, when there's supposedly a president that they don't support, do you hear that? Martin Bashir, again, unleashing his anti-religion, anti-Mormon hatred with an equally ignorant guest.
Looking at the religious right, you have to balance their hatreds. Do they hate the Mormonism of Mitt Romney more than they hate the pretended Islamic faith, quote unquote, of the president?
Got it? That's just anti-religion. That's not anti-Mormon. That's anti-religion. That's anti-God. Does the right hate Mormonism more than Obama's supposed Muslimism? Wow. Only NBC is referring to Barack Obama constantly as a Muslim. Only NBC. Why are you guys keeping that alive? I don't know anybody who's rational that believes that he's a Muslim. I don't think there's anybody rational that believes he believes in anything but Barack Obama. If there's a God, it's in his pants. It's in his suit. It sits behind his desk. It wears its shoes. His God is Barack Obama. Why are you keeping that lie alive? How does that benefit your cause? And there's more.
Let me read you